Hi everyone, I'm FMGreeno. Welcome along to episode 32 of the Mighty Magyars. This is my FM21 international save where I am managing Hungary. We've reached the business end of Euro 2028 qualifying, and today we're off to Dublin. We've got quite a lot to talk about, so let's crack straight on with the results since we were together last. You'll remember in the last episode we had that 3-1 defeat away in Sweden. We followed that up with a cracking game, a 4-4 draw against Bulgaria. If you have a look at the stats here of the game, we had 19 shots with 10 on target. They had 20 shots, 9 on target, both with XG above 2, and well, almost 2.5 for us, just over 2.5 for them. We went ahead. They then went ahead, and it was just ding-dong all the way from then, and we got an equaliser in the 88th minute to make it 4 apiece. Hell of a game. I wish I'd showed it to you rather than the Sweden game, to be honest. We then went into what I expected was going to be an easier international break, and we experimented with that 3 at the back formation I showed you last time. It worked pretty well, although the standard of opponents doesn't really give much of an indication as to whether it's a good formation for us going forwards. But we beat Andorra 8-0 away from home, and follow that up with a 6-1 win at home against Estonia. Now, the Hungarian FA, in their infinite wisdom, before the 2 most important games in our group, decided to pencil in a friendly away in Canada. Canada are actually quite a strong side. They're around 25th in the world. Some good players in their lineup. And we came away with a 1-1 draw with a fairly rotated squad. Obviously, I was very mindful of this Ireland game coming up, so I didn't want to put all the first team in. So yeah, to come away from there with a 1-1 was okay. So what does all of this mean for the group? Well, currently we sit top of it. 19 points from 8 games. Bulgaria just 3 points behind us. Sweden and Ireland, who've kind of pulled themselves back together a little bit, a further point back. Now, we have to play Ireland now and then Sweden in our last game. So that's 2 fairly tough assignments, when you think that everyone else in this little 3-team chasing pack has at least 1 easier game. In fact, Bulgaria, if you notice here, Bulgaria have got to play Estonia at home and finish up with Andorra away. Well, the only points Estonia have picked up in the group so far have been 2 wins against Andorra. So you've got to fancy Bulgaria to pick up 6 points in those games. Sweden, obviously, they're playing us in the last game, but before then, they play Andorra. And Ireland playing us today, but they finish up with a game in Estonia. So you're imagining all of these teams are going to win those easier games. So Bulgaria with 6 guaranteed points, I think. Sweden and Ireland both with 3. So it's imperative that we do pretty well against Ireland here today, I think. We do still have the backup, if we need it, of that playoff. But to have got to this stage and to not actually qualify either top or in the second place groups would be disappointing, I think. If you remember when I was talking about that 3 at the back formation in the last episode, one of the reasons I was kind of reticent to use it was that we didn't really have a left-footed centre-back. But we found one. Or actually, more to the point, he's found us. This lad has come into the squad. Bartol Franjic. He's actually a Croatian, but he's been in Hungary long enough that he's actually qualified for citizenship. And he agreed pretty much immediately to come and join us, which is good. He's a decent, solid player. Again, he's not world-beating, but he's pretty much about as good as we've got. And he plays on that left-hand side, which is good both in a 2-man and a 3-man central defensive situation. So pleased to have him on board. Bertalan Kun gets a game at left-back today. I kind of like him. Again, I don't think he's spectacular, but he does a job all right. Plus, he just, for these bigger games, half-decent tackling, as opposed to Hegedus, as I mentioned every episode, with his tackling of 2. I just think you just need that little bit more solid player there, to be honest. Everything else, pretty much as you'd expect. Molnar, still doing the business up front for us. Look at this kid. 17 caps, 18 goals. I mean, admittedly, he's picked up some of them against some fairly weak opponents, but who can forget his, I think it was a hat-trick he got in Belgium. Say who can forget, I almost did then. Phenomenal. His record for us is just mind-blowing. We have brought Csaba Hegyi back into the squad today instead of Lucas Janes. He's actually had a move to Lokomotiv Moscow. Yet to actually play for them, but, you know, he must have something about him. Last bit of news before we get into the game. Adam Nagy, in the recent international window, became the most capped Hungarian player ever. He's there on 120 caps. He's not someone we talk about an awful lot. Bit of a workhorse, bit of an unsung hero, but to rack up 120 caps, something pretty special, I think. Let's head off to Dublin. Pretty decent attendance here at the Aviva Stadium tonight, by the looks of it. Ireland obviously will be hoping that they can actually convert their dominance that they've had in recent matches against us into wins. The last 3 times we've played them, we've claimed undeserved victories, if I'm honest, where Ireland have had by far the better of the match statistics, but not been able to come away with a win in any of them. So let's. Oh goodness, that was just wide of the post. So, I think if we can come out of this with a draw, that puts us in a fairly decent position. I'll be hoping we can probably get a draw against Sweden too. Bulgaria are the one team that I'm really worried about. I think only 3 points back from us with the 2 easy games left. I think they're in with a really good shout at topping the group, but we've got to try and avoid defeat in both of these games, I think, to give us the best opportunity. Decent effort there from us. Sweden already 2 goals up against Andorra with less than 10 minutes on the clock. So they're in for a very, very comfortable afternoon by the looks of it. Throw in here from Nagy. Doesn't beat the first man, but gets it back. Bertaland Kun on the left-hand side. Here's Schaefer. Out to Fodor at right back today. Sabalt Schön. Gets the ball into the middle. Sobosloy with a very ambitious header. That's not something he's really noted for. So, nearly 25 minutes on the clock. Not been too bad so far, but I'm very conscious that as soon as I say that, we're going to go and concede. And, disallowed for offside. Thank goodness for that. I have a real problem at the moment when I'm commentating of saying positive things and something dreadful happens immediately afterwards. So, I was a little bit nervous then, but thankfully the offside flag went up. That's a very good ball into space there for Ireland, out into the right wing. Mate Berkey is in goal for us today. Wagner, our normal first choice now since Gulaci has retired, hurt his wrist a couple of weeks ago. So he's kind of, I think he recovers from that injury tomorrow, so he's fit enough to be in the squad, just not to start today. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Sobosloy is a fabulous little cut back across. Almost every time in game you'd see this, Sobosloy would take the shot on. But he spots Molnar. And a very, very tidy finish. And Molnar continues his goal scoring record for us. It's phenomenal. On paper, he shouldn't be anywhere near the squad even, let alone the first team. But every time I put him in, he is scoring goals. And have we doubled our lead there? We have. Boton de Balog. So 2 assists for Sobosloy today. Really good header. He had 3 defenders around him then, and he rose highest of all of them. Nodded it home. That's very good. And for once, I can say we kind of deserve this if you look at the match stats. We've had a lot more attacking intent than Ireland have so far. Here's Sabalt Schön. Now, he's supposed to be playing out on the right-hand side today, so I know I like him to be inverted wingers, but that's pretty damned inverted. Good save by Mark Travers there. I wonder if he's still at Bournemouth in game. Might have a little look in a minute. Nagy, can he get there? Yes, he can. He might be 32 years of age, but he's still got the legs to chase after that. Ireland with a free kick out on the left. They've nicely worked that into a crossing position. Good ball in. Connolly, that's a very tidy finish. There's not a lot we could have done to defend against that, I don't think. Nice little set-piece move here. Sirkin takes the free kick. Trundles on all by himself down that side. A good cross in. And what a lovely controlled finish by Connolly that was. No chance for Berkey in goal, I don't think. Kick-off highlight now. Sobosloy. Oh, that was an ambitious ball. Not quite had the right pace on it. But we'll try again. Here's Schaefer. Out to Shaloy on the left. He's cutting in as he's intended to do. There's Sabot Schön. Knocked off balance, but it wasn't a penalty. And here comes Troy Parrott for Ireland. Don't bring him down. Oh, no. What a goal. Oh, dear. That's a proper counter-attack, isn't it? The goalkeeper gets an assist. Very disappointing. It was a great run by Parrott, though. Unfortunately, if the defender had brought him down there, it would definitely have been a red card. But he showed a lot of composure there, Parrott, to finish. And so our 2-0 lead is evaporated, sadly. Okay. Another highlight here, though, before half-time. Shaloy to Schaefer. Back to the new centre-half, Franjic. Finds a nice ball down the left to Kuhn. Gets it across. It's cleared. But here's Sobosloy. Nodge. Oh, good save, Travers. Nodge is pretty dangerous. We've seen him score them before in this series, haven't we? From 20-odd yards out. Sobosloy with a ball in. Headed clear. And nothing comes of the second ball there. But it looks like we're heading in at half-time at 2 apiece. It's been a very entertaining game so far. Shame we couldn't hold on to that lead, but there we are. And you'll see that game in Canada we've played is really already starting to affect some of the condition of the players. So that's a little bit annoying. Right, so what are we going to say? Not happy with the performance. Let's get him out there. Molnar doesn't like that, but everyone else seemed motivated, so that's good. Balog, actually, we should probably tell him to ease off his tackles a little bit. In fact, we'll do that right now while the game continues. Player instructions, ease off tackles. We don't want him picking up a red card. Throw in here for Ireland. Parrott, good ball in, but Franjic clears it, and Molnar is on to that like a flash. Got to do it all by himself, though, by the looks of it. Can he? Can he? Oh, almost. That looked like he could have gone down for a penalty then, didn't it? 55 minutes on the clock now. Ireland building another attack here. That's a good ball out to Sirkin on the left-hand side. But blocked well by Sabot Schön. He finds Molnar. And this is where he's going to use his pace. Can he score? Go on, son. Oh, Travers with a save. Oh, Bulgaria are 3 up against Estonia. So as things stand, I think this point still keeps us top of the group. But obviously we've got that very tough game against Sweden left to come. Oh, I say that point there. See what I mean about things I'm saying in commentary leading to bad events? Just talking about how the point we're getting is going to keep us top of the group and we concede and go behind. Bloody hell. You know what? It might be better for me just to sit here quietly for like 6 or 7 minutes while the game just plays out. Anyway. So, we need another goal at least here. Fodor here to take a throw. Fairly long old one. Punch clear. Schaefer. Oh, it's blocked. So we're going to have to go to a bit more of a positive mentality, I think. And we're going to make a couple of changes. I'll do that and come back in a second. So made 2 substitutions. Horvath has come on the left-hand side for Shaloy. And Metze in that holding midfield role. Hopefully a little bit of fresh legs will provide a bit more impetus going forwards. Let's see. 15 minutes left to go. Ireland seem to be having the better of this second half, don't they? All the chances seem to be coming their way at the moment. Let's see if we can get into that. There's Molnar again. Come on, all by yourself once more. No, he's lost the ball this time. And maybe this is going to be a counter-attack by Ireland. Troy Parrott on the ball here. Can we get a challenge in? No, McCormack out on the right-hand side. Let's work that very nicely. And there's Parrott. And he's missed it. Okay. So we're going into the last 10 minutes. Right, we need a shout. We're going to demand more. We're going to go attacking. Make a couple of tactical changes now. So what we'll do, in possession, we're going to go a little bit more direct. Much higher tempo. Hit early crosses. And transition. Goalkeeper's going to distribute quickly. And let's get out and see if we can make a difference in the last 10. Corner ball for Ireland, though. Can we clear that? Oh, nodded over. Goodness me. So this group really is going to go down to the wire if things remain as they are. Because that obviously gives Ireland 3 points. Could there be one last opportunity here? We've got about a couple of minutes of stoppage time to go. Can we get in and win this ball? Yes, we can. Horvat looks for Molnari's through on goal. Go on, son. Finish it. Oh. Blocked. And then Travers saves a second effort. Molnar was offside, I think, anyway. We've got about 60 seconds left. Let's go very attacking. It won't make any difference whatsoever. Another shout. Demand more. Come on. Oh, Connolly's through. Is he? Is he? Gives it to Parrott. We need to win this ball sometime in the next few seconds. Doesn't look like we're going to. Oh, that's going to be it. Kuna's booted it off. And Ireland are going to take an age to take this throw in, I'm sure. That's the 3 minutes of stoppage time up. And another throw, and that's definitely going to be it. Well, finally, our luck against Ireland had to run out, I suppose. It's finished 3-2 here in Dublin. Well, that really does make it interesting going into this last game, doesn't it? So, we are still top, 19 points. Bulgaria second with 19. Sweden third on 18. And Ireland fourth on 18. So, any of these teams could still conceivably top the group. As I mentioned earlier, going into the last round of games, obviously we are playing Sweden at home. Estonia versus Ireland and Andorra versus Bulgaria. So you'd imagine both of them are going to win their games, which will put Ireland on 21 points, Bulgaria on 22. So really, only a win against Sweden is going to be good enough. That would obviously guarantee us top of the table anyway. So that's what we got to go for. That's what we're going to bring you in the next episode. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's game. It was a bit of a ding-dong battle, wasn't it? Shame we came out on the wrong side of it, though. But if you have enjoyed today's episode, please drop a like on there for me. And obviously, if you've got any comments about what's happened today or anything to do with the series as a whole, I would love to see that below. And don't forget, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. There's plenty of room on the Greenobus for you all. It just remains for me to thank you for watching, and we'll see you back in Budapest for the Sweden game. Mighty Magyars. Viszlát!